All right, all right. We got some big news. Probably the biggest discount I've seen so far. So far this quarter, definitely. Maybe this year too, because Tesla sales have been really hot. So this is probably the biggest discount I've seen so far, and we still got what 8 more days left in the month for Tesla. So I think we're gonna see some bigger discounts than this, but it's a good start. Today, so welcome back to today's stream. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining these daily streams on the Tesla market, on the new side, used side, and every single model in between. But today I found a brand new Model Y with a $830 discount. We're going to take a look at it, see where it's at, how many miles it's got, and let's answer the question, would you buy it? Who's the type of person that's going to buy this car, and should you buy it, really is the question. And we're just going to talk all about Model Y today. I figured since I found this one, we'll talk about the used car market, where I think where we should be at, and also like what price I would pay, what price I would pay for a brand new or even a used Model Y. And I'll give you the tool in which what I would use to figure out the price point on what you should pay to. Maybe not exactly it, but like give you a good ballpark on what you should pay. And this actually came up, I was inspired by this because I had a call earlier today with one of my viewers that scheduled a call with me for a one-on-one call to ask me about buying in Tesla. And I gave him this exact process. He was looking at a Model S. So I took him to this site, plugged in the exact car, and I told him you should pay around this price. Of course, maybe higher, but this is the strategy on how you should do it. So we're talking about used Teslas. If you're buying a used Model Y, how I would walk you through and what process you should be at. But before we get into that's going to be at the end. We're going to talk about this Model Y that I found that has an $830 discount. But before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by my Calendly link. If you have any questions on buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla, you can schedule a call with me down below in the description. It's a 15-minute call, and you can ask any questions throughout that call, and throughout it, before and after, you'll get a link to my buying guide or Tesla guide, resource guide that has links to all the different resources that I use for buying, selling, and even financing Tesla. But you don't even have to do that if you want to support the channel. Just watching here, hitting the like, commenting, and of course subscribing goes a long way, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But if you're new to the channel, hopefully this is reaching the algorithms and it's reaching far. But my name is Dennis. I've had 3 Teslas so far, a Model 3, a Model Y, and a Model S. I have been banned from Tesla. I just made a video about that because I've bought too many, I guess, for flipping, which I don't agree with, but it is what it is. So I have a good amount of experience of buying Teslas exactly. So hopefully you get some knowledge from these videos, and hopefully I inspire you to get your first Tesla or your third or fifth or even, I don't know, whatever Tesla. But thanks for watching the channel. So let's get into it. So of course the schedule, this big Model Y discount that I found, then we're talking about the used car market, and of course Q&A throughout it, Q&A at the end. We just go ahead and throw questions in there. We'll get to it on anything about buying a Tesla, or even if you think your Tesla's going to come this month. But let's get into it. So, whoa. Uh-oh. What happened? No. Huh. My screen share is just gone now. Maybe I have to do this. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is old. All right, so this is waitingfortesla.com. Hopefully you guys are pretty familiar with this site if you've been watching my videos all along, but there is 84 brand new Teslas available in the nation, and they're all available on Tesla.com. You can go to this site. It's an aggregator site where you can figure out what Teslas are available. And then you can click through to each and every one of them to actually reserve it. So this one right here, it's got a decent discount, $760 discount. But if you click through the reserve, it's going to take you directly to the Tesla website where you can put down your money, your credit card, and take it away for a deposit. And then Tesla will schedule a call, or Tesla will schedule a delivery appointment with you like a week, a few days, or even a week later, depending on the location. But this one is in Illinois, so I would really only recommend finding one that's close to you and then taking delivery. Don't pay for any shipping. maybe a flight if it's a couple $100, but don't go too far. Don't go too far because none of a $700 discount is not worth it. Traveling a far distance and driving or flying, it's just gonna completely offset that completely. But going through this list of cars, there is one vehicle that I could find that had the biggest discount of, I think, over $830. I think it was this one, as noted in my title, I'm pretty sure. But this is a brand new demo 2022 Model Y long range. It's red, so you're paying for that red color, which, unless you like really, really, really love red, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's definitely unique, but you really have to love red because it is like a I think it's a $2,000 option. Let's just fact check myself right now. But it's the most expensive color. Yeah, $2,000. So you're really kind of just offsetting the paint here, but at the same time, this does have 3,300 miles, and it's in Massachusetts or Maine, I guess. But it's got 3,300 miles, which Tesla tires don't last that much longer. So you might get 20 to 30, maybe even 40,000 miles from your Tesla tires. So it's already got like 10% of the shelf life gone, give or take. So you have to ask yourself, is that $830 discount good enough for you? Which it might be, because that $830, you could get a brand new set of 19-inch tires. So it might be worth it. But let's just double check. Let's double check that this is actually available. And it is. So yeah, 3,300 miles, red with black interior, and it's a brand new one with a $830 discount. So that might be worth it. I mean, if I was exactly looking for a Model Y and this was the exact configurator, I have no chance of qualifying for the tax credit next year, because if I made that much money and stuff like that, then this might be the car for you if you absolutely needed a car today. But on the flip side, there's a good amount of other cars on here with lower miles at a couple $100 less discount. So you can see right here, this one it's a 2022 as well. It's got 1,300 miles with a $430 discount. This one with 1,100 miles with a $380 discount as well. So there's plenty of Model Ys available with, I would say, measly discounts. To give you guys some backstory, I bought my 2021 Tesla Model Y Performance. I bought it in April of 2021. It had 888 miles. I actually made a video about it. I think if you hit my channel, it's the first video right there. It's like I went through the whole process from start to finish, through financing, delivery, remote delivery, paperwork, all that stuff. It had 888 miles, and I got this discount definitely could not be replicated today. I've not seen it since, but we might see it. We might see it next year in January, a discount like this. But my discount on that 2021 Tesla Model Y Performance with 888 miles was a full $4,000. So that's like, I would say that's the max. That's probably the best discount. Actually, no, that's not the best discount I've heard. I think when I was researching and looking before that, the best discount I actually ran into was like, I think 5,000 miles or something, give or take. I think $5,000 or $6,000. So that's probably the best demo discount that you can actually get out there. So maybe $1,000 discount isn't that good, but it's good for right now as we start to trend in this direction with inventory popping up and we get to closer to the end of this quarter. I predict we're going to see a lot more vehicles pop up. I mean, right now there's 84 brand new Teslas available on tesla.com/waiting for tesla.com. The other day, I think on Monday, there was only 4. So they've 800 times or 400 times the amount of inventory or something like that on the available, because they're really trying to just push vehicle sales as much as they can. And if they're really hurting, they're going to start to increase some of these discounts, because some of these discounts, I mean, this one I would take if I was in the market for one, because there's 2 reasons here. 2022 Model Y black with black. I like that combination. It's a 7-seater, which is super rare. You do not see a lot of 7-seaters at all. And it's only got 5 miles, and $180 discount. So basically you're saving like the order fee right there. It kind of just washes out, and you're getting a 7-seater Model Y, which does not exist. Like, it's very rare. I don't even know what the percentages of vehicles that get delivered in Model Y. I mean, for 7-seater. So I would say this is a good buy. You're not going to lose as much money, I think, because it's rare and the people that are looking for 7-seater want the 7-seater. So this is actually a pretty decent one just for rare, and most likely the people you're looking for, if you're looking for a 7-seater, you're going to buy this car because of the build and all that stuff. But in terms of that, I don't really see too many other discounts that are impactful. Like a lot of these Model Y performances with like a couple hundred discount, that doesn't do it for me. That's gotta be at least a 5,000 discount, just because they recently raised the price as well. So I wouldn't necessarily get into this one as well. The other thing is, if you're curious, if you just started shopping for Teslas and you want to know what was the price in the past using like Wayback Machine or something like that, there actually is a price history tracker that someone has created, and it goes through all the different prices that Tesla has increased, decreased, repriced with different models. And you can see that a Model Y long range and a Model Y performance were both significantly cheaper just a few months ago. So right now, a Model Y long range, which if you go on Tesla.com, starts at $66,000, and a Model Y performance is $70,000. Just a few months ago, in maybe even June of this year, a Model Y long range was $63,000. So a full $3,000 or no, $2,000 less. But if you go all the way back to March, it was $60,000 flat. So they've increased the price. They've increased the price $6,000 in that same amount, in that six months, which is just absolutely insane. And a Model Y performance has increased all the way to $69,000 or $70,000 from what it was like $64K just a little bit while ago. So Tesla could reduce the price $1,000 and $2,000. They look like a hero. People might think it's crazy. It's a crazy time to buy, but you're still paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 more than what the prices were before, just in March. So prices are definitely going to come down, I predict, just because just by looking at this, look how much Model Y inventory is online. Look how much Model 3's inventory is online. If it doesn't come down now, it's definitely going to come down in December at the end of that quarter. And so the cool thing with waiting for Tesla is the guy, I think the team that designed it, also tracks the data for all of this, all the inventory drops and everything. And so you can see right here, he's got it sorted by drops by day. And you can see this huge spike in the past. Look at that, 153. I don't know if you guys can see that. 153 Model 3s dropped today, and 139 Model Ys dropped today. And we still have 8 days left in the month. So it could just get we could go completely crazy in the next 8 days, because time is kind of working against us. So we have the weekend coming up right now, which the delivery center is open, but in terms of like logistics, moving cars around, I'm not exactly too sure on that. But let's say someone, because Tesla wants to make deliveries by the end of this quarter. So the end of the month, I think, ends on next Friday, I think, so, or maybe next Thursday. So if a customer were to reserve a car on Sunday, they're going to scramble in the next 2 to 3 days with the buyer is going to try and scramble, and the delivery center is going to try and scramble. The buyer is going to try and scramble to get financing or cash or whatever squared away, but the delivery center has got to prep that vehicle. They got to clean it, wash it, make sure it's up to spec, make sure no crazy dents or everything like that, because they need to push deliveries, and they do not want customers to reject their vehicles on site. So this is going to be crazy in these next 8 days, and we're going to be doing a stream every single day on one similar model or something. But today's model is the Model Y and the $840 discount that we found. And I would love to see $2,000 to $3,000 discounts in the next few days. That would be sick. So we're going to get into the used car market now next, and to see if the lowest, cheapest 2022 has dropped. And also I'm going to give you a tip on what I would do in my strategy on how I would buy a used Tesla Model Y, and how I would tracking and all that stuff and what data I would use. But before we get into that, let's get into some questions. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to tonight's stream. But let's take a look. So Greg Riddell, hey, first time watching live. I like your videos. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, and hopefully you hit that like. So Greg, again, why are there so many used Model Ys in the market right now with low mileage? Were those largely people buying a flip? Bank repossessions? But yeah, that's funny you bring that up, and that's going to be a good segue in a second. Let me get to some of these other questions as well, but that's going to be a good segue because I found something that you also saw probably earlier today, which just looks really weird. It looks very weird, actually. Yalfoma, welcome back, Dan. Yeah, thank you for joining. Arman Salih is 121,500 for a Tesla Model X Plaid with 7,000 miles, a good price? No. And I'll show you why. Well, I'm just going to guess no, but I'll show you why in a second, and what the tools I use to buy and for price and figure out what I want to pay for a used car, so I don't make sure I'm overpaying. But let's get back to Greg's question. Why is there so many used Model Ys on the market right now? So we're going to switch back to the screen share. No. Why is this not working today? No. Okay, we'll switch back to this one. Okay, so yeah, it's very interesting because I was on cars.com like I usually do to see like what's the market going on. And this is how I go. I go cars.com, I search the whole entire nation. I search used Tesla, and I search it too by the latest model year, so 2022. And then of course I go lowest price. And I'm sure a lot of you do this same exact process because what I want to see is the 2022 Model Y drop below 60K. Because the old price that used to be was in the 55K. So we should be able to get under 60K very shortly in these next few months. But I saw the same thing you did, Greg. It was pretty interesting. I found one dealer, and you can see it right here because you can tell by the inventory photos that they all have really, really low mileage. It's really weird. So like 52 miles, 28 miles, 22 miles. This same dealer again, 89 miles, 19 miles. And so what I really thought, I think the whole like staff department at this Napleton Volkswagen Sanford, I think they all just placed like Model Y orders, or maybe like the sales managers did, or the salespeople did, like, hey guys, let's all buy Model Ys, or maybe the management told the team like, hey, just go all put your order name on Model Ys because we need inventory, we need used cars to flip and sell, and we'll buy them all from you. And so if you look at their website, they have like over 40 like Teslas. So they have 39 Tesla Model Ys available, and they have like more than that in just terms of Teslas. But it looks really funny, shady, I guess, to a certain, but there's just a bunch of Teslas at this Volkswagen in Sanford, Florida. But I mean, I get it. They're just trying to make their volume. They're trying to make they got to sell a certain amount each month and things like that. But it's just really interesting that it's just really low miles, and it's already a used car already, which I don't know, it's tough. I mean, you can tell they're all just base as cheap as you can possibly get, so that it just has no issues whatsoever. But I think it's just part of this dealership's MO or something. Like maybe the sales manager or maybe the used car director just really loves Tesla, maybe has a couple Teslas himself, and he just believes in it and wants to get in and get out and make some money, or pump some of the sales used cars volume as well. But this is going to be super interesting because that's a lot of Model Ys in inventory. I mean, I just want to see. So they got 50 Teslas. Let's just remove Teslas. Let's see how many. So almost half. Okay, so 30% of their inventory, like 40% of the inventory is Tesla at a Volkswagen dealership. So pretty interesting stuff here. Hopefully they can get out unscathed and not lose too much money, but they got a good market share of Teslas in that area, and hopefully they own it. But there's a lot of Tesla Model Y long ranges for sale with low mileage, like Greg pointed out, and these are all going to drop. 1,400 2022 Tesla Model Ys available for sales in the country. And you got to ask yourself, like, as a consumer, as a used car buyer, or even a new car buyer, why would anybody pay $65K for for a used one, when I can go to Tesla.com, pay a couple thousand more for a brand new one, exactly how I want it. Of course, I have to add more for options, and I'm going to get it in a few months or even sooner, because Tesla is going to really want to push these inventory vehicles or push vehicles a lot sooner. So, and also, why would you even want to order from here? Can't you could just go directly to Tesla.com, find one right here for $65K, and then bam, get a $340 discount, and you're a happy camper, and you're on your way with your brand new Tesla. You can brag to all your friends that has a $340 discount. But okay, so let's get into my strategy on used Teslas, because I see, Armand, you're still in the chat and you're asking what is a $121,000, that's crazy, $120,000 Tesla Model X Plaid with 7,000 miles, a good price. So the first couple questions are, does it have full self-driving? Is it a base build? Is it a white interior, black interior, or is it a black exterior with a white interior? Because those are options. Does it have the sick, huge rims, 22s, I think, that cost like an arm and a leg and some more, like $5,000? Or does it got the 19s or the 20s that look just as good but are free? So those are a couple of things that come into play here. Is it a 1-owner, 2-owner, or 3-owner? But let's say it's the best of everything. It's got full self-driving. It's already got decently low miles. It's got a good optioned interior. So it's got white interior, black exterior, and it's got the 22-inch rims. So this is where I go first. So just like CarMax, there's a ton of websites out there that will give you a value for your car. And I'm not talking about KBB, because KBB doesn't want you to know they do buy cars. But I'm talking about like wholesaler websites that will give you a value for the car, and they'll buy it from you within a week or on the spot or something like that. And one of my favorite is Car Buyer USA. So Armand, this is kind of my strategy. What I do is when I see a vehicle that I like, I take the year and options and all stuff into consideration, and I go to a site like Car Buyer USA. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to put in, you even say what year it is. So I'm just going to assume it's 2022. 2022. Tesla Model X Plaid, and you said 7375, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and get an offer. So $109,000. So I'm not saying that you put this in here because you're gonna go offer him $110,000, which you could, but you gotta kind of understand from the seller's point of view. They are trying to sell a vehicle, their Model X Plaid, for $121,000. But you gotta assume that they've gone to CarMax, they've gone to websites like this, they've gone to their local dealer and gotten trade values, and this is the number that they're basically getting, or they're basically getting this number plus or minus a few thousand here or there. So in terms of, is $121,500 a good offer, which is almost $12,000 more than what they're getting in trade-in? I would say no. If I was buying a car like this, my goal is to get as close as possible to minimize that margin between what that person is getting in trade versus what I would have given to them on a private sale. Now, of course, this all changes or goes up or down based upon options, interior colors, full self-driving, of course, the rims, everything comes into play, and that's where you just have to factor it does it have value for your own self or not? Like, do you absolutely love white interior? Do you absolutely love the rims? Then you plus or minus half value or whatever. So what I mean by half value is, like, if the rims are $5,000, do you assign it a $2,500 value, or do you give it the full $5,000 value? And then you go up or down based upon that. But that is my exact strategy on used cars. I try and stay as close to as possible as trade-in value, and then I give concessions based upon the options of the vehicle, or if it's ease of transaction. So ease of transaction could be like, do they live in my city? Do they live in my state? Do I have to fly like 3 states away and pay $500 plus a whole day of burning time to go there and get the car? So a lot of these factors come into play, and really only you can answer that question. But from what it looks like is $121,000 or $121,500 for a Tesla Model X Plaid. Is that a good price? I would say it's okay. I mean, there's some room to get down, but I wouldn't just pay it at surface value unless it's at like a dealer and they're going to help you with financing. There's a lot of different answers to that, but it's definitely up there. I would say it's definitely up there in terms of price. So next question from Greg is if there's a car on the existing inventory portion of the Tesla site with FSD. Will they disable the FSD and sell without? Yes. So once you place deposit, you can email them or message them and say, hey, can you take off full self-driving? I don't want to pay the $15,000 because, spoiler alert, it's not worth it. And you can remove it. If you don't believe me, still take it off because you can pay a $200 or $100 subscription for full self-driving for Tesla. Test it out yourself. See if it actually is worth it for the gimmicky stuff, because unless you're in the beta, you're not getting any of the cool stuff that they talk about. And even if the beta does come out and release, you can still pay the $100 instead of the $15,000 and test it out and see if it's really worth it and you're actually going to use it or not. And that's funny you bring that up, because I actually pulled a question on my YouTube because I was wondering, because autopilot is worth it and autopilot is free. And most people confuse autopilot and full self-driving. They actually think that autopilot is full self-driving or full self-driving is autopilot. But autopilot does a lot of things that everybody wants. Stays within the lane for you on the highway, brakes, stops, accelerates and everything, keeps you going at a current certain speed and follows along in traffic. And so I asked my community, I guess, or I just posted a poll on here a few days ago, how often do you use autopilot? And I thought this was going to be like a 80% all the time. We use it on every road trip or drive or everything. But you can see here at the bottom, rarely, 27%. And almost 50% combined rarely use it or an I don't trust it. But a full 19% said I don't trust autopilot, which is super interesting. I mean, of course, this could be people that are just clicking on here and don't even own a Tesla at all, but some interesting stuff here with autopilot. So I would say don't plunk down that $15,000. I'd rather you buy Tesla stock, not financial advice, instead of doing that, because you could then hopefully recoup it back, the profits and all that stuff, to pay off the Tesla and move on to something else. But Greg, I don't care about FSD. I want an enhanced autopilot. The summon is too cool. Yeah, an enhanced autopilot's okay too. I mean, really, it's like summons, auto park. What else? Auto lane changes. Probably auto lane change is the only thing that's worth it. Summons, when I had full self-driving, I used summons like maybe 5 times total, and it was mostly in parking lot situations. But it's really a party trick. It's a gimmick. It's something to show your friends so they can be cool and ooh-ah about your Tesla. But definitely some cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, today's video was about the Model Y market. There's a ton of new Model Ys available. Almost like what there is 84. 62 of them actually have a discount now that I'm looking at this. That's like actually really insane, because I have this filtered down by demo, which all demo vehicles basically have a discount. So 3/4 of them have a discount, which is absolutely insane. And the best one I found today has over $800 worth of discount. And I think this is going to get even better. If you're waiting right now, you might, if there's not a perfect build on here, just wait it out. It's only going to be even better, because as we're looking at the data here, inventory is just spiking up like crazy on Tesla.com. And of course, waiting for Tesla.com that tracks it. But yeah, thanks for watching this quick video on the Model Y market and how to get a discount. I hope you guys got some good information from it, and you're making you're hopefully gonna buy one, or you're not, or whatever. But yeah, housing market is gonna crash. Yeah, it's already starting to get a little gnarly out here. But that's a whole nother segment, a whole nother channel, a whole nother niche. But the housing market is gonna crash a lot more worse than other markets. I was watching a ton of videos on that, like Boise, Idaho, that I keep hearing. Austin, Phoenix, all these other crazy places, and hopefully we'll be insulated in the DMV and the LA. But I mean, of course, it's going to crash here 10 to 20%, but it's okay. It's okay. We're in this for the long run. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. I think that's what you told me. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, thanks for watching this. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, there's a buy a coffee link down below in the description. You can support my drives for as little as $5. Tomorrow I gotta wake up at like 7 a.m. 7 a.m. It sounds pretty early, but I could definitely use a coffee tomorrow. But you don't even have to do any of that. Just watching here, commenting, hitting the like, and definitely subscribe goes a long way. So thank you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'm gonna do probably Model 3, because that's another hot car that there's definitely going to be some deals, and I'm already starting to see some deals on that as well. But thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.